So number 6, if you look at the coefficients, -4, 12, -16, all of those have a 4 in common. So I can divide that whole equation by 4. And the second one, I can divide by 3, because there's a 3, 9, and 3. So if I divide -4 by 4, I'm going to get negative x. 12 by 4 gives me 3y. -16 divided by 4 gives me -4. So the same thing with the second one. I'm divided by +3. So -3 divided by +3 gives me -x. 9 divided by 3 gives me 3y. And then 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So if I solve for y, I notice I have the same slope. The same coefficients of x and y. So it has the same slope, but different y-intercepts. That's only possible if I have two parallel lines. So I have two parallel lines, I have no solution. So NS. So if I look at this, my x-intercept is 4. And the other one, the x-intercept's at -1. And so I can find my slope by looking at the negative of the coefficient of x, so negative of -1, divided by the coefficient of y. So m is 1/3. So from both of these, I'm going to go up 1 over 3. So this one up 1 over 3. So all I need is 2 points. I'm going to draw my two lines. So I drew my lines through my points. -1, 0, and then I went up 1 over 3. So that one's at 2, 1. And then this point, my x-intercept was at 4, 0. And that one has to be at 7, 1. So for the word problems, you can set up a chart. So you know you have money, and then you're going to have something to do with tickets. So then your columns, you know you have adults, you have students, and then you have total. For money, each adult ticket was $6. Students were $4.50. And the total was $615. For the adults, you have adults, you have students, and somehow it came out to be 110. So that is your matrix. So how many of each were sold? You can't have negative tickets sold. You can't have fractional tickets. So I'll go to my matrix and put in 6. Six, 4.5, 615, and 11, 110. And so I get 80 adults were sold and 30 student tickets were sold. So next one, the bank charges you a fixed monthly fee, and then they charge you for each check you write. So look at the first month, and then the second month. So you have a fixed monthly fee, and then you have checks, and then you look at cost, the total cost. So each month it says you have a fixed, so that's one fixed payment, and then you wrote 18 checks, 23 checks, and you were charged $16.70. And then the second month you still had just one fixed payment, and then you wrote 18 checks, and they charged you $15.95. So that's your matrix. So your fixed monthly fee was $13.25, and then they charged you 15 cents for every check you wrote. I would not want that bank. So the next question, you have a concert that ran for 2 nights. First night, second night, and they sold lawn seats, and they sold reserved. And then you want to look at total. So the first night they sold 1,600 lawn, 2,400 reserved, and they took in $67,200. Second night they sold 2,000 lawn seats, and they had the 2,400 reserved, and they took in $73,200. That is your matrix. So we go back home and ref it. I get 15, 18. So lawn seats were 15 apiece, and then the reserve seats were 18 apiece. So this starts our 3x3. So I'd suggest going through and making your matrices, writing out what you're going to put in the calculator, and labeling each column. So the first one, I have 1x, -1y, 1z, and it equals -8. The second one, I have 2x, 3y, -3z, and it equals 4. The last one, I have 1x, 2y, 7z, and it equals 13. So these where you don't have a word problem, where you're not really dealing with the real world, you can get decimals, you can get fractions, you can get negatives, whatever. It's just when you have people, you can't have fractional people. So I'll put that in. Make sure that you're changing it to a 3x4. 1, -1, 1, -8, 2, 3, -3, 4, 1, 2, 7, 13. Go back home. And I get -4, 5, 1.